So if you've noticed this one, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Hey fam, it's Marilyn Brown, and I wanted to share some Instagram story hacks that I found out. These are just some really cool and fun things you can use specifically in your Instagram stories. Okay, so let me go into my Instagram right now. The first thing that I want to share with you is that you don't only have to use the color presets for the text. So when you are creating whatever you want to say, bonjour, you don't have to only use these preset colors that are at the bottom. You actually have the entire spectrum when you hold down the color. You can do those in-between colors. You can make it lighter or darker. And the same is true for the colors when you swipe. So from that bright red, you can make it a darker red, pink, yeah, through the browns into the greens, and then even the gray color spectrum. So you've got all of that available when you hold down on the color palette. You also have the eyedropper tool, which is pretty obvious, and so if you want to use some color from your background, then you can also use the eyedropper tool to grab a color that matches your scheme. Where did my word go? It disappeared. I made it the same color as the background. That's not helpful. Although that could be helpful, but that's not this tip. I already knew that one. So that one's kind of like, you know, if you haven't accidentally pressed the color like I have before. Okay, the second tip is super fun. When you go into your stories, you can use a previous picture, right? You already knew that. You can resize it and do all that stuff. But did you know that you can use multiple pictures in one Instagram story? Like within the app. You don't have to leave the app and use a different editing app and then upload it from there. Watch. This is the one that like really blew my mind, and I've been using it in my stories lately. So if you've noticed, let me just go into Instagram and show you what I'm talking about. So if you go into your stories, oh hello, there's me, and you post an old photo. So let's say you took a series of photos and you're like, my outfit looked bomb that day. I'm going to post at least one of these. But you know what? I like the whole outfit, but I'm not crazy about that picture. So maybe I just want to do like this close-up shot, but then you're not going to be able to see the boots. Well, okay, let me get rid of the date because whatever, not important. But you know how you can use two fingers, resize it. That's old news. That's not what I'm sharing. And using those same two fingers, you can move it around, right? Did you know that you can actually create a photo collage within Instagram stories? You can do it all right here. Okay, here's how. So when you're in your Instagram stories, you've got your very first whatever photo. It could be a brand new photo from like right now. It could be a video. You're going to populate. Let me just show you. So you go from Instagram into your photos. And let's say I want to actually include this photo as well. If you copy that photo and go back into Instagram, watch. Boop, boop. It pops up as a sticker. Click the sticker, and now I've got a resizable, move like with one finger around sticker that I can put anywhere on here and create a collage of two photos. But let's say maybe I want another photo. So I go back into that album and click and hold and copy that way. And it should pop right back up. But what if, oops, I accidentally clicked away from it. Now it's gone. But it's not gone because when you copy, you know you can paste, right? So act like you're going to paste some words there, but guess what? You can paste a sticker there. So now I've got two stickers and the original one. Now the original one you can't move. Watch. So I'm like, ooh, it's actually moving the filter around. That's not what I'm trying to do. I want to move the original one, two fingers. Okay. If I want to move a sticker, one finger. But this, you can add as many stickers as you want. You can copy pictures from the internet. You don't have to save them to your phone to put them on your stories. You can just hold and copy and then paste them into your stories. This is just the coolest one. I don't know. There's something about this particular tip that just really like blew my mind. It's so cool. Okay, the next tip that I want to share with you is really cute. If you want to create a rainbow look with your letters or an ombre look, you can do that. So like I showed you before, you can select whatever color you want, but let's say I want each letter to be a slightly different color. Do I have to actually go in and select one letter at a time? No, who has time to do that? But I do have time to select the whole word, press and hold one color, And then you can swipe up and down to make it an ombre effect. Watch. And as you deselect, oh, it didn't work. Crap. Sorry, I'm not great at this. I just figured this out the other day. So as you deselect the word, it actually changes each letter just slightly and gives you a really cool little ombre effect. Isn't that cute? I think that's adorable. If you go side to side, then you get a rainbow effect. So let's say I want like a fall palette, okay? Then I would go back into here, and you can see like these colors to me are such a pretty fall palette. Then you select and change ever so slightly. Bonjour, I love it. That is so cute. Perfect. See, and then I can come back in and paste one of my pictures and boom. You can combine these tips and make your own. I really don't use that often, but I'm definitely going to incorporate that into my stories. Okay, this next one is one that I actually get pretty often, and you can do it in two different ways. So the first one that I'm going to show you is where you create a story, because I actually had somebody ask, how do you do that where you create a story and then like more things appear over it? So the other day I shared this giveaway, and then the very next story I put something else on top of that, and then in the very next story I put something else on top of that. So it adds layers to the text so that you're adding content without changing what's in the background. So here's how I do that. Whatever it is that you want for your original story, you don't want too much text on top of, right? So glitter stars. And then of course I have to tag Teacher Angie because she's the one that made them and sent them to me. So if you want this to just simply say one thing, then that's all it says, and that's the first story. Then you click the little icon right here, and that saves it exactly as is. Once you post that and go back into your photo archive, the exact same picture that you just saved will pop right up in the same exact spot. Now you can click anywhere. It doesn't tag that person anymore, so if you actually want to tag them, then you can do that too. You can add text on top of it. So, are you even an online teacher if you don't own a set of these? Question mark. And then to make it a little bit different, you can have it at an angle. You can put it, you can just layer it on top. You can make it a different size and put it on the side. And then same thing, if I want to add another layer on top of that, I save this picture, post that. So save it first. Well, if you post it first, you can save it too. You can add as many layers as you want, and then you post it one more time. All right, so the final hack that I have for you is actually similar to the last one. So where in the last one you layer different text or things on top of the same post, you can create one post by saving it each time you add something and then have one story. When you post a question in your stories, you can get multiple responses. And there are a couple ways to share this. You can press it and you can share each response one at a time, or you can go and press see all, but not everybody wants to put the usernames of everyone who responded. The times that I've done that, I'll usually scribble out their names just in case people might not want to be tagged in them. Here's a way that you can do it. It's a little more work on your end, but it'll have the aesthetic that you want. So you can post the response wherever you want it, resize it, and then you click that download button and save it. And then you're going to X out, and go to the next response. And when you add the last picture that you saved, you have response number 1, and now you have response number 2, and you can keep going. Now, okay, obviously the problem here is that this is the only active response, so this user is the only one that's going to be notified that they're tagged in this. You can actually tag other people, and I'll show you how to do that once I add a couple more responses here. Here you can see a bunch of varied responses to the same question, and it's all in one story. But if I want to tag the previous 3 people, you can mention them here. I'm just going to use like my other account name just because I wasn't actually paying attention. But let's say I don't want it like visible. I don't like how it looks here. I think, or maybe that person doesn't want other people to know that they necessarily responded. You can hide this by dragging it all the way down off the screen, but it will still count as a tag in that post. so that person can repost it if they want to, and they will also be notified that you tagged them in that story. All right, fam, I hope you enjoyed those 4 tips and tricks for Instagram stories. I'm definitely going to be playing with them tonight, and I can't wait to see how you're going to enhance your IG stories. And if you're not on Instagram, why not? Get started. You know what? I just wrote a blog post, so click the link below and read 5 reasons why I think you should get started on Instagram if you haven't already. All right, teachers and anyone else who's watching this, I hope you really enjoyed this, and I will see you over on your Instagram stories, okay? Tag me. If you're using one of these, please tag me, okay? It's at teach.marilynbstyle. I hope they help to enhance your IG stories. I cannot wait to see what you guys create. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell because I have an entire Instagram series coming up. This is the first of many. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you over there. Bye.